Very good morning to all students and welcome to the class of VLSI System Design Theory course. This is morning class and it is theory. Afternoon we will take lab also. So we were discussing derivation of IV characteristics of the NMOS or N-channel MOSFET. Previously all the basic operation we have understood. Now we are in the process of deriving the equation for the IV characteristics of the especially N MOSFET. Then same analogy we can apply for PMOS and directly we will write. So let us move to the point where we are doing. One minute. Derivation point I am coming. So here cutoff region because long channel transistor we are considering, and we are also not considering any non-ideal effect like leakage current or sub-threshold operation. Basically we are considering below threshold we are considering zero current. So here no derivation, but in linear region and saturation region we have to derive the IV characteristics. So we have started with this structure, 3D structure, so that we can realize all the layers. This is N plus source and this is N plus drain. From source to drain we are considering the drawn length of the channel, actual drawn length geometrically whatever length we have given during the fabrication. And this is silicon dioxide. Above that the whatever pitch substrate you have taken, above that there is silicon dioxide. After that there is a metal gate which is maybe polysilicon, generally in CMOS technology polysilicon gate, or even any real metal can be taken. And this is metal for the source, this is metal contact for the drain. So we have assumed that along this channel this is y coordinate, and along the from interface from oxide semiconductor interface it is 0, x equal to 0, and when you are going down x is increasing. So x is along the this line, along this line downside, and y is along this line, and z direction is along the width of the transistor. So z is along width of the transistor, therefore basically whatever z coordinate that is equivalent to width of the transistor. So we have already explained. And xc is also because channel initially channel is uniform. When you apply gate voltage, a positive gate voltage more than threshold voltage, there will be some channel, and it will be depth of the channel will be same at drain side and source side. But as drain to source voltage is applied, then current starts flowing. Then so many electrons which were near the forming channel near the drain, they are sucked by the drain, or basically whatever depletion region is here near the drain, that is means during the when VDS is increasing, then what happens? When VDS is greater than the VD set, or we can say VGS minus VT, in that case initially at VD set current starts becoming constant, and then further you are increasing VDS, no more drop of, means only voltage is voltage equivalent to VDS minus VD set. VDS equal to VD set, which is VGS minus VT. It is dropping across the channel, and the rest of the voltage is dropping, means whatever depletion width here increases. So in that one it is dropping, it is not contributing any current. Only current is contributed by the, in saturation region, current is contributed by the voltage at drain which is applied, which is equal to VDS equal to VD set. So VDS equal to VD set is contributing to current, and which is constant. After that, even you are increasing real VDS is increased, but partially it is which is equal to VDS equal to VD set, which is contributing to current. And further whatever extra voltage you are applying, that is only means because channel is because pinched off, so the extra voltage is dropping in pinch off region, and VDS equal to VD set is dropping in the channel region. So therefore current is not increasing, and it is becoming constant in saturation region. So all these concepts are operation concepts are clear, but we want to derive the equation in saturation region also. And when VDS equal to less than VD set, then what is the current? Then also, that also we want to find out. So initially we will assume that we are in linear region, or VDS is less than VD set, and in that case we will derive first equation. So as we know that channel is not means sometimes channel is here wider, and near the drain it is narrower, means depth of the channel is not so equal as here. So therefore this XC is basically we are coming from the interface metal semi this body, and basically the p-type semiconductor is a body, or we can say bulk of the semiconductor. So from this and there is silicon dioxide. Some network coming problem was coming, but now it's restored. Okay, restored now. So we can again continue. So what happens? So basically whatever xcy, it is the function of y xc. If are going from 0 x equal to 0 to the channel place, so here channel is extended up to more depth. Maybe near the drain it is not up to that depth. So therefore we are also considering this xc is function of y channel depth, which is varying along the y or along the channel. And also electron concentration also not same here. Here initially it was a uniform channel was created, but as operation starts, when drain to source voltage is applied, positive drain voltage you are applying positive drain voltage here, and body is p type. So here n plus diffusion is there. Drain is basically n plus diffusion. So n plus and this p, they are making some p-n junction, and this junction maybe have some depletion region of this junction. And this depletion region, as you make more and more positive drain voltage, this depletion region of this p-n junction increases, and whatever current is basically flowing, it is taking electrons from here, and more electrons are contributing to the current. But initially current was increasing in the linear region, but in saturation region it will stop increasing, because channel is here less electrons are in with the increase of VDS. Number of electrons is decreasing here, and initially after that when ds equal means reaches to VD set, at that point means almost channel is finished here, so that is pinched off. So some pinch off region is, and pinch off region depletion width increases further if you VDS are increasing depletion width due to the n plus and this p body, they are making some p-n junction, that depletion region increases. Means width of depletion region increases further if you are increasing VDS. So this is the situation that in saturation region no current is increasing, and we will consider. So all the situations, practical situations are considered that xc is depth of the channel, channel depth which is function of y, and also electrons concentration in channel. N channel, it is n type channel, so there will be electrons forming channel, and their concentration, electron concentration at point any coordinate xy. And also mobility is also not constant, because mobility in the bulk is higher, and mobility near the this oxide and semiconductor interface is means lesser due to scattering, interface scattering and other effects. And even throughout the channel we are not considering mobility constant, but we can take some average. So mu1 xy is also function of this space coordinate x and y, and basically based on that idea we have also derived the value of average mobility mu1 bar. So mu1 bar, because mu1 xy is the mobility we are considering at a point xy, where xy coordinate, it is multiplied by all the charge carriers, electronic charge, all the basically concentration of electron n xy, and electron density is n xy at xy coordinate, and it is integrated over x equal to integrated over the x from x equal to 0 to x equal to xc at the channel, from interface to channel we are integrating. And further, this average of this one also, average of electron concentration is also taken. It means it is divided by average of electron concentration. First mobility is multiplied by all the electron concentration and integrated from x equal to 0 to xc, and then also means basically integrated total number of electrons we have found by x equal to 0 to xc, integrating it in xy. So in this way we are finding out average mobility. And this average mobility in general given by this type of typical relation, but here we are integrating and finding out. So let us define charge q and y, which is also charge per unit area. This q and y is the symbol given for the charge per unit area in the channel. And if nxy is the concentration of electrons, if it is integrated from x equal to 0 to x equal to any value in the channel, so x equal to 0 to xc y, and it is integrated with respect to x and also multiplied by this q. So basically here with respect to x we are integrating, and the area of this gate or area of the channel will be just equivalent to L into W, basically total area. So the later on, if you want to find out actual charge, that area should be multiplied. It is whatever Q1 we are defining, it is charge per unit area. So charge per unit area is also means by integration, because it is not constant everywhere, so it is varying. So we generally we adopt integration. So to find out charge, we are integrating x from x equal to 0 to xc, and then we are also able to substitute this integral from x equal to 0 to x equal to xc and xy dy. This can be substituted with the help of this definition of Qn, means charge per unit area in the channel. So this one can be substituted by Q1 by minus Q. So Q1 by minus Q, this one is substituted. So Q1 is coming in denominator, minus Q is coming in numerator, and then this term top numerator is still same, mu1 xy and xy dx. Further, now we can calculate mass transistor IV correct, means IV basically current we can calculate by drain current voltage relationship can be found out by first we will calculate the current density. So current density as in drift diffusion model, we know that current density is given by drift current plus diffusion current. Drift current is Q mu n E. N is electron current, electron density, E is electric field along that in the direction and along the flow of the current, and mu n is the electronic mobility, but here average mobility should be taken, also average whatever integral after integrating nxy we will get the n value. Also we have taken average, that value should be taken mu n, and also there is possibility that this is drift current, and diffusion current is possible if some minority charge carriers are diffusing. So generally here in this case we are neglecting any diffusion. Diffusion generally current is coming due to minority charge carriers, that can be neglected. So only the drift current will be considered, and that drift current is due to the electrons, so therefore Jn, and it is also along the y-axis, y direction or along the channel. So Jn we are considering along the channel, so Jn y. So Jn y will be calculated with the help of this equation. So Q mu n then n Ey. Also electric field is negative gradient of potential. Phi is surface potential on the channel. On the channel this is the potential phi. So E is equal to minus d phi by dy. So basically this is why this new relation minus Q mu n d phi by dy, and then minus d phi d phi by dy, that further we will calculate. So drain current voltage relationship we are going to derive in the case when VGS is greater than VT, but VDS is less than VD set, though it is positive. So 0 is less than VDS is less than VD set. And let me also make it clear that what is VD set. So VD set is here VGS minus VT. VGS minus VT, and if it is n transistor n also we can write. I'm simply writing VT, but for distinguishing VTN we can write. But distinguishing the threshold voltage of n and p type p channel transistor, we can also take another subscript, that is VTN. So this value VT set is basically VGS minus VT, and we are applying positive drain voltage, but it is still less than the saturation voltage at which current saturates. So in that case, we are integrating this. We need to find out current. Initially, we have defined that current density is this much. So current density should be multiplied by area. So area current is flowing along along y-axis. Area of cross section will be multiplied by other two differential elements, that dA will be found out by dx into dz, because current is flowing along the length, channel length, and it is along y-axis. So area of cross section of that is a small area element, that can be taken as dx into dz. So by integrating with respect to this area element, and then we can also find out that total z will be integrated from 0 to z. This integral with respect to z you are doing, and it is z is constant, basically not varying. Z is a geometrical parameter, so 0 to z you are integrating with respect to dz, that will give you z. So now only x equal to 0 to xc is remaining, and you are integrating j and y with respect to dx. Further, putting the value of j and y here, so j and y you can put here, and integral first integral with respect to dz already taken, z outside, and from here we can put the value of the from here minus q mu n and d phi by dy, we can put the value of jn. So jn is we are putting d phi by dy is also not function of x, it is function of y, d phi by dy, so it is also taken outside, and also mu n value, average value of mu n, you can take, from here. So minus q n xy dx, this type of relation is already there, so that is also taken here. So mu n xy and mu n xy dx, and xy was here, this n is a function of xy, so this is why it is written as nxy. So now this new relation we are getting, and further we have already defined qn, charge per unit area in the channel, that is basically minus q mu n xy and xy dx. This is also related to charge, because this relation we know that this qn is, if you take this side, then minus q and the integral from x equal to 0 to xc mu n xy and xy dx. This term can be written as mu1 is the average mobility, then qn y. So this is why it is substituted here. So mu1 average mobility, and effective mobility we can say, and qn, then d phi by dy, this one, and z. So this integral term is substituted by effective mobility multiplied by qn, charge per unit area. And then further you want to find out current, means complete current, then you have to integrate further with respect to means dy should be taken this left side, and then right side we can integrate with respect to potential arbiter. This is some books are denoting it by voltage V, but potential generally some books are denoting parent notation we have taken here. So phi is the notation for surface potential. So potential or voltage initially at source side is 0, and it is at drain side it is equal to BDS, whatever drain to source voltage you are applying at drain, and source is grounded. So voltage at source side is 0, and at drain side it is phi equal to VDS. So right side integral limit is from 0 to VDS and q and d phi, and left side integral limit is this is with respect to channel length. So at source side y equal to 0, and at drain side y equal to L id dy. So by integrating this in this way, we are able to find out id into L. So this whole length will be coming, and minus z mu n bar is effective mobility, and phi equal to 0 to phi equal to BDS q and d phi. Obviously, then we have to find out this value further. To find id, we need to meet expression for phi and qn. So let us go further. So this integral phi equal to integral from phi equal to 0 to BDS qn d phi, this we have to find out now. And this z is basically w. Sometimes we can replace it by w also. So the minus Z mu n by L. So further this model we will take that capacitor like model as we calculate in capacitor how to calculate charge. We know that COX equal to dq by dV, and this dq equal to COX into dV, whatever voltage means C equal to Q equal to CV. That relation we can apply. So here as mass capacitor, one plate is here, other is here. So in this case silicon dioxide is dielectric, and then body is also grounded like that. So in this situation we are considering Qn is equal to minus, because channel is n-type created. So minus COX VGS minus VT for VGS greater than VT. Channel is created, n-type channel is created, therefore negative charge we are considering. Similarly, in MOSFET also here source and drain is still also there. So phi is potential of the channel, and which is applied gate to source voltage more than threshold voltage. In that situation, we are calculating VGS is greater than threshold voltage. This is the situation. Then also we have already defined COX is what charge means gate oxide is there. So whatever capacitance is created, that is the capacitance per unit area. Capacitance per unit area means it is not actual capacitance, it is per unit area. So capacitance per unit area, we are multiplying with the voltage of the actual voltage which is available. So VGS minus VT minus phi. This is the actual voltage which is available here for further calculation. So VGS minus VT minus phi. VT is already dropped. VT is just just starting point of creation of inversion. But when strong inversion you want, in strong inversion this much voltage you should apply. So VGS minus VT minus phi. This is the multiplication of COX with this one. We are able to find out the charge which is required in the previous integral, and then we can move. So this capacitor like model if you are using, and then you are integrating, then this Qn will be previous integral is now replaced by minus COX VGS minus VT minus phi d phi. So phi is charge means channel potential at that position where you are integrating. So then further after integrating we are able to find out this new relation Z mu n effective and COX by L. VGS minus here VGS minus VT will give you 1 phi, and it will give you phi square by 2, and you are putting the limit phi equal to 0 to VDS means VDS here value of phi is now VDS, and in second case phi square by 2 means VDS square by 2. So this way we are able to find out current in linear region where two situations VGS is greater than or equal to VT, and this VDS is more than 0 but it is less than VD sat. So this is the condition in which this current equation is valid. So this is known as square law equation describing the current voltage characteristics in linear region. And obviously when VDS is very small, this second term can be neglected. So if VDS is very small, then second term can be neglected, then VGS minus VT into VDS. So there is a linear relation with VDS. ID is varying linearly with VDS. So at a smaller VDS, if VDS is very small, then in this region current is fully linear, or Ohm's law it follows Ohm's law. Current is varying linearly with VDS, and if you further increase VDS, even it is less than VD sat, but it is not exactly varying as a linear condition. If VDS is becoming more, then we cannot neglect this term, and therefore some bending starts, and something means not exactly, it is not able to follow the linear relation, and deep triode region that is called. Actually whole linear region is triode region, but in basically when exactly linear region is coming, that is normal triode region, but deep triode region when more you are increasing VDS, still it is less than VD sat, but it is not linear. So that we will see in the plots later on. Like here we can see initially it was just linear, but after some time it is starting, means not following the linear, and some bending is happening. That we will come to that point. So linear region equation we have derived. This is called linear region, or deep also triode region, whatever too many names. So this is the equation which is very much useful for the ID or IDS, which is derived for the N channel MOSFET, and it is called linear region equation, drain current in linear region of operation of MOSFET. So next we are going to derive the with the help of capacitor-like model, we are going to derive the equation for the saturation region when VD set is applied. So we apply VDS more than VD set or even equal to VD set, then what is the current? So VD set is basically voltage where the saturation starts, or we can say where pinch off happens. So pinch off means channel is no more there. All the electrons are now sucked by drain, and depletion region of the drain side is more increasing. Now started increasing more and more as you increase VDS. So in that situation, what is the current that we are going to derive? So VD set is the remaining voltage. Sorry, if you are applying some VD set, then it is dropped in channel. But if you are applying voltage which is more than VD set, then all the voltage is not dropping in channel. Only VD set is dropping in channel, and rest of the voltage which is less, which is VD set VDS minus VD set, it drops across the pinch off region, and it is contributing no current. So this is why saturation happens, and saturation current in saturation region current is almost constant unless the body effect, unless the channel length modulation happens. So VDS minus VD set, this is the extra voltage, and it is not dropping in channel, it is dropping in pinch off region. So channel, whatever channel, drawn channel was there, that is broken in two parts. I can come to the previous pictures. It is broken in two parts. Now here we can see even it is means if it is VDS is more than VD set, then we can see here this channel is starting from here, and it is uniform here, but in the drain side it is tapered, and it is finished here, and rest of the portion is basically pinch off region. This pinch off region, so rest of the voltage is dropping in pinch off region, and only VDS equal to VD set, it is dropping in this channel region. And here in the pinch off condition, there you can see so much width of the depletion region near the drain. So for the PN junction which is found between the N plus drain and P body or P bulk, it is basically having some reverse bias, and the depletion width of this reverse bias is increasing with VDS, and it is very wide. Depletion region is very wide in this situation. So this is why all the voltage, extra voltage is dropping in that region, pinch off region. So all the extra voltage is dropping in pinch off, VDS minus VD set extra voltage which is there, that is dropping in pinch off region, and no more current increase, and this is not contributing any current. Only the current is contributed by VD set. Whatever voltage you have applied up to VD set, the same voltage is contributing to current, and the extra voltage which you are applying, that is wastage. Now it is not increasing any current. So therefore, in this region, if you want to find out current, then VDS should be replaced by VD set. In saturation region, if you want to find out the current, then VDS should be replaced by VD set. Then this current is basically called saturation current. So ID is now ID set, which is previous equation which you have derived here. This VDS should be replaced by VD set. This one also should be replaced by VD set. So this we are doing here. So Z mu1 effective and COX by L, VGS minus VT, then VDS is now replaced by VD set. Here also VDS is replaced by VD set, and this condition is that VD set is less than VDS, or VDS is greater than VD set. So this is the situation when VDS is greater than VD set, this much current will be flowing. So further you solve it, you can solve it, and our VD set, what is the value of VD set? I am telling too many times the VD set is equal to VGS minus VT, but how it is decided, that you can decide from here. The charge at the end of the channel, when channel is no more, the charge is 0. When pinch off happens, then charge is 0 at that point. So pinch off at pinch off point, there is no charge. If no charge, then Qn is Qn at y equal to whatever the value. Wherever this pinch off happens, so Q1 should be 0. So you can put the Q1 value. Q1 you have taken here during the derivation. You have taken that Q1 is equal to minus COX VG minus VT minus phi. So that value should be kept minus COX VG minus VT minus VD set. So VD set, at VD set, it is happening that Q1 is 0. So this potential is now equal to VD set, actually VD set. So if you are applying the charge is 0 condition, so VGS minus VT at this condition, when VDS is equal to VD set, at that point what is the value of charge? Charge is 0, so minus COX VG minus VT minus VD set, this is 0. Then applied voltage which is equal to VD set, and this will decide VGS equal to means by solving this you are able to find out that VGS minus VT equal to now VD set. So this is why telling that VD set is now VGS minus VT. This relation is deciding the relation at which current will be saturating. So now VD set is replaced by this VGS minus VT relation. So here VGS minus VT whole square, here VGS minus VT whole square also. Further you are solving two terms, 2 is multiplied here, then one is means taken subtracted, then it is further becoming means 2 is coming as a denominator to the all the terms. So Z mu1 effective COX by 12 VGS minus VT whole square, and VD set is less than VDS. So whatever exact actual VDS, it is more than VD set. So in this case we can say VDS equal to VDS is greater than or equal to VGS minus VT. VGS minus VT. So this is the condition. Obviously gate voltage is always, in this case also gate voltage is greater than VT. So VDS is greater than VGS minus VT, and gate voltage is also greater than VT. In that situation, this drain current is becoming mathematical equation for that drain current we are getting, and this Z also here, whatever notation generally in design, this Z can be replaced by W. Basically this Z dimension is exactly the dimension whatever width of the transistor, so no in notation also you can replace that one. So now we have in hand we have two equations. One equation is for the linear region, as here for linear region whatever current is flowing through the channel, that can be calculated with the help of this equation, and in saturation region it is always any value of VDS you are providing, unless the channel and modulation is coming into picture, this current is no more increasing. This is the value, fixed value. So ID equal to ID set. In whole saturation region the current is same, ID equal to ID set, which is given by this relation. Is there any question? Dear student, do you have any question now, till now?
No, sir.
Should I move forward? Okay, I'm moving forward. So here both are summarized. So we can see this IV characteristics is shown, ID versus VDS characteristics is shown, and we can see VD set is given by VGS minus VT at this for this characteristics it is here, for second one here, third one here, and fourth one here, and in the as you are going up VGS is increasing. So the control, whatever control was there in linear region, current was also controlled by means not only VGS, it is also controlled by VDS. But in this saturation region, when you are coming to saturation region here, in this relation, no VDS term is there in this equation. So VDS is losing its control on the current. VDS is losing its control after saturation means after the voltage which is applied equal to VGS minus VT, the current saturates. It means that there is no control of VDS on the current. Only current can be increased by increasing the gate to source voltage. As here we can see VGS is greater than VT in this case, and this was the current. But further you are increasing VGS, then current is further increasing. Even saturation current level also increases. Further VGS you are increasing, saturation current is increasing, and all other currents are also increasing. So saturation current level is increasing, by increasing VGS only, and drain current is not playing any important role. After the saturation, drain current is constant. So further you want to increase current, you have to change the level of gate to source voltage, then new set of characteristics will be coming. And here all the currents, here are the currents shown 0 because VGS is less than VT. So if you are applying less than VT, less than threshold voltage, so no current is shown, 0 current. It is cut off region. So cut off region, and this is saturation region. Here this current equation is valid in saturation region. ID equal to ID set, which is the Z or W mu n COX by 2L VGS minus VT whole square, and the condition is VD set is less than VDS, or we can say VDS is greater than VD set. And in the linear region, this from here to here, wherever pinch up happens, before that we are considering all the region linear region. So actually real linear region is here, but here some bending is happening, but it is a linear region, still it is called linear region, but here triode region or here strong triode region, all distinctions are there, but completely this whole region is called linear region. So unless the pinch off happens, we are considering it is operating in linear region. After pinch off, whatever operation is happening, that is called saturation region. And below the VGS, when VGS is less than VT, below this voltage at gate voltage less than VT, whatever operation is happening, that is we call cut off region. So all these regions are clear now. Should I move forward? Yes, moving.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in general, whatever I have given the means whatever view I have given, why I have calculated with this method, complex method, too many things we have discussed, like here mobility, to understand the concept, but this is not required. If you want to derive this equation very easily, you can derive the equation. Current can only flow in y direction, we are assuming. So in that case, this IY, it is basically simply Z is replaced by W, so width, and Q is the charge per unit area. So if you want to find out charge, total charge, basically in that case, along the whole width you want to find out, so W into Q, and if velocity is multiplied, so velocity Vy is taken. So velocity of the whatever charge carriers are there, their velocity is multiplied by this charge. That can give you current in simple way. And also this is the channel current, but drain current is negative because negative charges are there. So electrons are flowing from source to drain, but it is current is opposite to that. So my W, Qn, Vy with negative sign. And here this one Vy is also related to the electric field. So electric field can be related to the Vy is basically related to minus mu n Ey. So V mu equal to we know that relation of mobility, mu equal to Vy by Ey. So from that velocity, whatever drift velocity we are considering, this Vy, it can be taken as mu n and Ey. So because it is electron, so negative sign is also there. So here negative sign, and when you are putting this value of velocity of the charge carriers, so then both are by minus plus, and mu n dvy by dy. So this charge equation, whatever you have taken, that can be again taken like that: COX VGS minus Vy. Vy is the value of the potential at the surface at the channel at location Y, and Vt is threshold voltage. And then this one Qn is substituted. Then this relation when VGS is VGS minus Vy is greater than Vt. In that situation, this ID can be written as W mu n COX VGS minus Vt dy by dy. And then further it can be integrated. So dy is taken here left side, and the integral is taken from 0 to L, and then this term is integrated. Again the similar equations we are getting. So IDL, L is taken right side, so ID is equal to W by L mu n COX VGS minus Vt should be taken first, or later on we can say VDS by 2 into VDS. So simply this is the equation for the linear region. VGS minus Vt whole term is multiplied with VDS, and this is VDS square by 2. If we are taking VDS inside, then it becomes VDS square by 2, and this one and this one taken together, so VGS minus Vt into VDS. So this is the condition when VDS is less than VGS minus VT. When VDS is less than VGS minus VT, then we are getting this current. And if you are increasing, what is the situation? If you are increasing VDS, ID is increasing. Also, if you are increasing VGS, ID is increasing. In this equation, we are clear that if you are increasing either VGS, then also ID is increasing, or you are increasing VDS, then also ID is increasing. So this is linear region of operation. Here there is control of VDS, drain to source voltage has control on the current ID, but later on, if you like here, it is linear region. Further, if you increase VDS, then still even it is less than VD set. Still, it is called linear region, but there will be some resistance will be increasing and bending will be happening. But if you go to saturation region, so VD set is defined as VGS minus VT. Previously, we have explained. So in this situation, the current will be fixed. Now, even whatever VDS you are applying, if you are applying VDS more than VD set, still current will be same, and that current is calculated by replacing whatever equation, previous equation we got here. Here, whatever current equation we got here, so here VDS should be replaced by VD set. According to the operation, we know that even if you are increasing VDS more than VD set, the current is same. So VDS should be replaced by, in this equation, VDS should be replaced by ID set if you want to find out. So ID linear equation you can use, but you should replace VDS by VD set, and which is equal to VGS minus VT. So therefore, we have replaced it. We are replacing VDS equal to VGS minus VT here in this equation, linear equation. Then we are getting VD set, ID set, half W by L mu n COX VGS minus VT. So this is the equation for the saturation region. So all the regions are plotted here, we can see. So this parabolic line basically showing where the pinch off happens, or pinch off point, or a VD set point. So for the lower VGS, VGS is just equal to VT. VGS is just equal to VT. Here the current equation is shown, and further you are increasing VGS is greater than VT. Then this is the characteristic. Further VGS is increased. Further VGS is increased. Further VGS is increased. So wherever current is constant, saturation region, and below the VD set, when VDS is less than VD set, starting from 0 to VDS is equal to VD set. It's this complete region we are still telling linear region, but exactly linear is only at very low VDS, and we are increasing VDS in the linear region also, even increasing VDS further, but it is still less than VD set. If it is high but less than VD set, there is bending and high resistance is obtained. So due to high resistance, the bending happens, and this is starting bending. Some less, it is not able to cope up in the same speed as current was increasing here. It is not increasing with that rate. It is bending, and at some point when VDS is equal to VD set, it is further becoming constant, no more increase. Initially, it was not increasing up to that speed, level. But after VDS is equal to VD set, it is becoming constant and further no increase. Only the channel length modulation that we will discuss later on, that can increase, that there will be some increase, a little increase possible due to channel length modulation. So next point, what is the time? Next point we will discuss.
Time up, sir.
Time up. Okay. We have to discuss channel length modulation. Okay, we can discuss later on. So channel length modulation quickly we can explain here. 1 minute. So N plus source and N plus drain, and as we have introduced it, there is a pinch up. So and at VDS equal to VD set, it is pinching up, but still this much gap is not there. This is almost pinch up is happening, but it is touching here somewhere. It is stopped here, but almost it was covering. But as we increase VDS and it is more than VD set, then this channel is pinching off earlier. Further you increase, it will pinch off here. Further increase, it will be pinching off here. So rest of the region is pinch off region, and this side there will be channel. So here in this case, channel is up to here, and other portion is a pinch off region, which is having length delta L. So in pinch off region, the length is delta L. So if you further increase VDS, this delta L will increase. So delta L will increase, and it will cause some effect. And I have told that if delta L is comparable to L, if delta L is nearly equal to L, in that case the channel length modulation effect comes, and current increases, even though previously it was constant. It was the drain voltage is losing the control on the current, drain current. Initially, drain voltage was losing control on drain current after the pinch off is coming and after the VD set is applied. But after certain value, there will be some increase when this happens, that delta L is comparable to L. In that case, there will be a little increase of current is possible due to drain voltage. So drain voltage which is applied, it is still controlling even in saturation region, and a little increase happens. That is called channel length modulation effect. And in that case, you can use this ID equal to ID set equation, where VD set is less than VDS. So in this case, L should be replaced by actually effective length. Effective length is not now L. Effective length is L minus drawn length. Whatever drawn length is there, minus delta L, where delta L is pinch off region. So now this equation is modified, and L minus delta L, instead of using L minus delta L, and then further it is solved. Then further we can get this equation 1 plus lambda VDS, that I will explain in later. So we can see delta L is less than L, then no any increase of current was possible due to drain voltage. Drain voltage is losing control. But if it is delta L is nearly L, approaching to L, then drain voltage is again getting some control, and little increase of current is possible. This is channel length modulation effect, CLM effect. So we will see. Let us stop here. 1 minute. So I am stopping the sharing, and let me take the attendance. Everybody should be there till now, or somebody left? Okay, should I stop recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.